Wow, that is epic. That is the premiere of Fall of Rome from the band A Time Wolf. And I think we have the guys on Skype. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir. We're here.
Awesome.
How's it going, Matt?
Hello. Very, very good.
Howdy, sir.
I'm always relieved when everything works out with Skype when it's multiple people because it doesn't always work out. So, who do we have on the line with us?
Not all at once, gentlemen. Howdy, folks. I'll kind of give the quick introductions around.
Okay.
This is Dan, singer. I'm joined by the entire band here. We have Matt Mattioli, our keyboard player, Christian Brandt, our guitarist, John Lee, our drummer, and Nate Bush, our bassist.
Very good.
Howdy, bud.
Wow, so the gang's all here. That's amazing. I'm always very impressed with that because it's hard to get everybody, with everybody's schedules and whatnot when you've got a bunch of musicians. So this is very cool, guys. I love the track "Fall of Rome," and that's brand new, right, from the new album Observer Bias.
Brand spanking new. Just came out today. Thanks for airing it.
Sounds great. Yeah, I actually I opened the show today at one of your older songs from a couple of years ago, Tapestry of Snakes, which I really love. And whoops, I don't know why my phone was ringing just now. Sorry about that. But I love your sound. You guys got it's big, it's epic, but it's also can you guys talk to me a little bit about the lyrical content, because it's a lot deeper than what you would normally hear. A lot of bands' music, lyrics, they're about love or sex or whatever, right? You guys are definitely going for something a lot deeper, and I notice it's consistent too with your older work too, obviously. And I get a little bit of a vibe of like with Fall of Rome, sort of this idea that and I don't know if this is what you're going for necessarily, but sometimes people say, well, modern civilization, or specifically the United States particularly, it's kind of like, it feels like Rome. It feels like we're falling apart. I don't know if that's what you're going for or not, but I'm really interested to know more about the lyrical content.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think you kind of hit it on the head there. Lyrically, we try to run the gambit, but, in general, there's enough things going on that are upsetting that you can either scream at the sky or you can scream at something to record and try to get it out that way. So Rome is, I'd call it more a critique on, kind of the whole idea of American exceptionalism. But, I think with any song, there's what it's to us. And then, obviously with art, it's what it is to whoever's listening to it. So it sounds like the message got across. So psyched to hear it. But, I'm always open to hear what other people hear in it.
Yeah. How about, does anybody else want to chime in on that question? Because obviously too, even within the band, it's possible that different band members kind of have a different idea of what it all means, or maybe not. I don't know. You might all be on the same page with it.
Yeah, I'd say we're generally on the same page.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, and that would explain the consistency of the music, because like I said, I checked out some of the older stuff too, and it's all really, really good. It's complex. How does the songwriting process work? Do you all write together? Because I would imagine with a music that is as complex as it is, I can picture a scenario where one person comes in with an idea and maybe it expands from there, because it doesn't sound like the kind of music that, you guys just all get, like punk bands, you all just get together in a room and you find a riff and you kind of work it and see where it goes. This sounds like there's a lot of crafting to the songwriting that happens.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, sometimes it's a process where somebody comes in with a riff and then we kind of jam around with that and play with it and expand upon it. Other times, a lot of times just jamming around with no set idea, good things can come out of that as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mix of those two things. But then also, with this whole album, we did a lot of pre-pro recording, so we were able, to record our kind of first drafts of it and then go back and kind of refine it, change things we didn't like, and really hone in to what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Where do you record? Because I don't know do you do it yourselves, or because everything sounds so good.
Yeah, we actually did all the tracking for this new album ourselves.
Wow.
I got to take a second to give a shout out to Bob at Some Studios. We were able to rent out his live room, which is the practice space we practice at. And we rented that out to do the drums in.
Yeah.
And then everything else we just tracked individually. I know, if Chris wants to talk about his experience tracking guitars, that's a pretty great story.
Oh yeah, I'm curious to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, so we're old people now, and so my wife was pregnant when we first started this recording journey, and so we kind of got the drums laid down. I think we did the keyboards, and then I was about to start tracking guitars, and my wife went into labor a month and a half early, so threw a big wrench in that. So we had to pivot. The guys, finished tracking the other instruments, and then I recorded my guitars from home with a screaming baby in the corner. So that was fun, but we were able to get it done. So yeah.
Chris, I have to ask, a month and a half. Wow, is everything okay? Is the baby okay?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. No, he came early, but he's doing just great. Shout out to Miles Brandt. He's doing fantastic.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a relief. But yeah, it's amazing. We do live in a time where there's so many different ways that you can record. And it's impressive listening to something like this because it sounds like it was all done in a multi-million-dollar studio, and the sound that you can get. I mean, obviously you had to, to get that big drum sound, you had to do that in that room. But it's an amazing time with all the different options you have for recording. Is that how you guys have always done it with everything that you've put out?
For the most part, yeah. We tend to track everything ourselves. The older stuff, I believe Tapestry of Snakes was mixed by our friend Steve.
Okay.
Our even older stuff, we tracked and mixed all on our own. And this one, we had a friend of ours, Ryan John, who's a fantastic engineer. We had him do all the mixing for this.
Okay. Yeah. And was there any... was it always a foregone conclusion that you were going to do a full album with Observer Bias? Because, again, we live in a time where there's so many different options, and sometimes people release EPs or they just release one single at a time. But you've got a full 9-song album here, and the songs are they seem to average around 5 minutes. So it's really a full, except maybe the opening the Traveler. But it seems like it's... that's a big commitment, doing a full album with all this music. Was there ever any consideration of doing something shorter, or did you guys all decide, you were really committed to putting out a full album?
I think that, we always kind of start off by saying, hey, we're going to make a couple songs, see how it jives together. But I think we really wanted to do something different than what we've always done and make a full album. We took a wide range of influences. I think somebody that we know compared us to Dream Theater, Journey, and Rush having a baby.
Rush, yeah.
And it's fun to hear that kind of feedback. For myself, in playing on the keys, I have a lot of video game influence that I like to put in there. I took a lot of inspiration from Chrono Trigger in the opener.
Yeah.
So kind of a nerd, but is what it is. They kind of coincide sometimes. We really wanted to do a full album and really do something different and make it sound great together.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Oh, to that point, our previous releases, Tapestry of Snakes, Walking Giant, we had done a list of, singles releases that we were kind of dropping throughout the years, and we were just, kind of tired of doing that format. We really wanted to do a full length and commit to that process. And yeah, it was a long process, but definitely worth it.
Is there any kind of a theme with Observer Bias? Is there a theme that runs through the songs, or are they all kind of just individual in terms of lyrical content?
I'll let Dan take that one.
Yeah. So, kind of the thing that drives, a lot of my lyrics is kind of what makes people tick or what makes them do what they do. So that's kind of the common thread. But I think, the more fun thing for us is kind of the musical threads too. There's little bits that, best experienced from front to back. We've kind of laid this thing out so So there's little Easter eggs and bits that'll get you, you know, on track 1 and then come back maybe in track 5 and then close it out. So, yeah, it's a bunch of, you know, kind of vignettes, but I think that's kind of the broader picture behind them.
And do you guys play out a lot? Do you play a lot of shows?
Oh, not in some time, but we're looking to fix that. It's, you know, I think like a lot of bands, we went through the pandemic and kind of got used to being studio, being focused on our work. But, you know, now things are open back up. Music scenes are recovering. I think this spring is going to be busy for us. We got a couple exciting things we're going to be announcing real soon. But for a while, it's been this. It's been focused on the album and kind of getting this thing off the ground. And now that it's here, we can reap its benefits.
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually did some live stream performances. So we didn't have an audience, but we had kind of like a live YouTube channel that was hosting us. We were playing for people at home, you know, right at the beginning of the pandemic. So we did that a couple times, one in our practice space and another time in like a fully rigged live setup without an audience. So it was really weird, but, you know, we were all wearing masks and stuff, you know, playing our instruments, but it was a fun experience.
Oh, that's cool. The full, and the full band.
Oh yeah. It was a full band.
And let me tell you, playing drums in a mask is not fun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The sweat really translates to the video. You can see it.
Are those still available? Are those still up on YouTube if people want to go check them out?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Along with some previous older performances from like the Middle East and stuff.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So
when you guys play out, do you do anything special as far as a stage show? Because obviously what you're doing, it seems like this music would lend itself to something kind of dramatic. And I mean, I don't know. Do you do that, or have you done that yet? Or do you just kind of go and just play the songs straight?
I think the drama is us trying to fit on a stage.
Yeah.
Right? We got a lot of gear, so that's magic trick number 1. No, you know, I think we try to put some energy into the show and make it something fun to watch. No pyrotechnics or anything like that, but it's more about the feeling, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we able to talk about that coming up, or no? Could somebody answer that? No. Okay. Gotcha.
You guys,
never mind.
No worries. Exciting show news coming up soon, but you know, not unfortunately broken yet. So
gotcha.
For anybody interested, you know, stay tuned. We hopefully got some great things coming up. I'd say probably in the next few weeks. So
excellent, very cool. And
teasers.
I'm curious too. Any special meaning for the name Observer Bias? Is there any particular meaning to that?
It really just kind of describes, you know, as everybody goes through the world, they're kind of viewing it through their own bias. And that's, you know, like you said, with the running theme of, you know, like with songs like Fall of Rome, where you have the, you know, kind of, you know, economic and political type themes going on. You know, people tend to view those issues with their own biases, and you know, we hope people would realize that.
Yeah. We talk about that actually a lot on this program, that kind of thing. So I like that. I like that a lot. And I agree with what you say. I wish people would realize that more too. You know, so many of just the way we look at things ideologically, politically, and other ways too. So much of it is just based on our own lived experiences and a lack of ability to see things from other people's perspectives and to empathize with other perspectives. And we do all carry some of that observer bias and should be more self-aware of that. And I think that's I like that. I think that's really cool.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We all have our own lens.
Yep, exactly. Guys, anything else you want us to know about the new single Fall of Rome, which we love? It's getting a big response in the chat room. Anything else you want us to know about the album and about, and definitely please tell us where people should go to keep up with everything you've got going on. You know, I know you got a show coming up that you said you can't talk about yet, but anything that you want people to know about that we didn't mention yet before we let you go.
Yeah. So again, this is the big release day, but as of I think it was midnight last night, this became available, the whole album, on all of the major music platforms: Apple Music, Bandcamp, Spotify, SoundCloud. I think there's a couple obscure European music servers that it's available on. It's wild what releasing music in 2023 looks like, but we all had kind of a smiling like idiots moment when, you can ask your smart speaker to play Time Wolf Observer Bias and it'll pop right up. So check us out, whatever your preferred platform is, you'll find us there.
Very cool. Yeah. That is a cool feeling when you can tell Siri or just play this and it comes up. And congratulations, guys. Like I said, I think this is great. And I'm going to let you go in a moment, but before I do, I just want to ask you too, do you have a song? Because I do have the album pulled up. I'd like to play another track after I let you go to close out the segment, but I'd like for you guys, do you have I don't know if there's something you have in mind for a second single in the future or just a particular song that you think would be appropriate, but I do want to play one more and I'd like for you guys to choose.
Oh, what do you guys think?
That's a good question.
Time Compression?
Either Time Compression or Masquerade would be my choice.
Those would be my choices as well. Yeah.
We're at a deadlock.
So time
compression.
Yeah. So time compression works well with the intro together. So
okay.
I would say if you wanted like a standalone track, Masquerade would be good.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, cool. So that's what I'll go with. I'll go with Masquerade. Okay. So I'm going to play that in a moment, but I'll let you guys go. Guys, thank you so much. Jenny and I both, and I think a lot of our listeners too, I can see you getting a lot of love in the chat room. Big fans, and I'm really glad to have you on the show today, and love the music, love what you're doing. It's sophisticated, it's very smart, it's interesting. I like the complexity of not only the music but also the lyrics. I think it's amazing. So congratulations on the new album and everything that you've got going on. And thank you so much for being with us today. This has been a real pleasure to talk to you guys.
Awesome.
Thank
man.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you very much.
Honor to be here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us on. Really appreciate you promoting local music as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, glad to do it. Absolutely. All right, guys, we'll let you go. Thank you so much. Take care.